Welcome back.
Yes. Hi, I'm back. Sorry, there was this little glitch. I just got logged out. So, should we start again?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
You can start.
So, we were talking about harmonious relationships was the topic in our previous episode of season one of Super Family Summit. And today we are bringing another topic which is extremely close and impacts our relationships on a regular basis, and it is stress. So, for all those who have joined us today, thank you for taking out time. Also, take a moment to write down in the chat as to why you think we should definitely be talking about stress.
Yes.
Yeah, please. We would like people who are present over here in this live session would request you to please give us as a feedback for the previous session and the reason why you have reconnected with us. We would be very happy to know it.
Okay, so while you are writing or thinking about what to write, we are going to say that stress is a normal and an unavoidable aspect of our life, or rather, it has become an unavoidable aspect of our life. It's a natural response to the challenges that we face on a daily basis. But if it is unmanaged, it may cost our relationships at a great level. So that's why it becomes important that we learn certain coping mechanisms to deal with stress and not let it impact our relationships. Today we have our experts, Ms. Poonam Sharma. She is a life coach and an NLP trainer who will be talking about stress and how it impacts our work-life balance. We also have Mr. Vishal Kumar. He is a career counselor and a coach who is especially going to talk about how stress affects family relationships between young adults and college-going children and parents and their relationships. And I, as a parenting coach, will particularly be talking about how stress leads to misunderstandings and conflicts between parents and children. So let's begin. Welcome, Poonam.
Hi, Suvida. Thank you so much for introducing the session to everyone. So today we are going to discuss something which is very common but still unacknowledged by 99% of people. So stress in the family due to work-life balance is an issue which is very common, which is a very common challenge faced by any individual. And when work commitments become overwhelming, it can lead to strained relationships and lack of quality time with family members. So there are people who face extensive and long working hours, there are long commuting hours from office to home, and there are situations where people even work outstation and the family is stationed somewhere else. So all these things, when we sum up, when we don't give time to family, it basically creates a feeling of neglected and isolated. So overall, the family leads a stressed life. Not just the person, but the complete family faces the tantrums. So and not just this, there are at times unexpected work pressures, and there are shorter deadlines to meet at office, and eventually such something happens that you have planned some personal things, and on that particular day only your work commitment comes up. So all these situations people face day in and day out, and work-related stress leads to nothing else but emotional exhaustion in life and irritability. So the solutions which I would advise to everyone would be like keep on going out with your family, go for vacationing, which will ease out the stress which is hovering around the family members and the person working in and out, is people staying at home, your children, your wife, your parents, everyone. And apart from that, it is very important to set boundaries when we come to our work timings. There are only three keys which I would like to say: that delegation, collaboration, and negotiation. These three are the prime pillar how you would set a boundary along with the extended working hours and untimely work pressure coming into your life. So because achieving work life balance is it's not a one day process, it's actually an ongoing process, and it is very essential that each person attend to it, because everyone have their own way of dealing it, because everyone else happen to face their stress problems, their work life balance problems in their own different ways. So they need to actually find out their own right way. And if need be, they can seek professional help from counselors and therapists. So this is what I would advise and address to as how stress and work-life balance affects family and how they can be managed. So, and not just, in the whole scenario, the children at the home, students especially, get somehow winded up inside that stress situation. So I would like Vishal to stress upon the child students' traumas, how they face and how they come out with the stress issues in the family.
Yes, thank you, Poonam. So, hi guys, my name is Vishal Kumar and I'm a career coach and counselor. So, today's topic is stress, the stress which can resonate each and every one of you. Being a student, from my topic perspective, the student being a student is not an easy feat. The student had multiple responsibility that come with pressure, with certain period of time created stress. So multiple active responsibilities like academic pressure, social engagement, a burden or high expectation from the parents and the society, and extracurricular activities. I know that it totally affect the student mentally, emotionally, and physical well-being. But not to be biased with the parents. The parents play the crucial and the influential role in the child's career. The parents do have the pressure and stress about the children and children's planning. How my children going to be success in life, how they are going to shape their career. So how which college school they are going to go and which college they are going to get admitted, and what are the college fees are there. So these are the certain issues that parents also face regarding shaping the career of student. So जाने अनजाने हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि स्टूडेंट के ऊपर इतना प्रेशर हो जाता है कि हम लोग समझ नहीं पाते, क्योंकि वो इनिशियल फेज में क्या होता है ना, वो खुद अपने आप एक्सप्लोर कर रहे होते हैं, अपने पोटेंशियल को एनालाइज कर रहे होते हैं। फिर क्या होता है कि किसी कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम में बैठते हैं या फिर कोई कॉलेज एग्जाम में होता है, उसमें अगर फेल हो जाते हैं तो उनमें अलग से स्ट्रेस हो जाता है, जिसके कारण क्या होता है और ज़्यादा डिप्रेस होने लग जाते हैं। तो ये बहुत कॉमन इश्यूज है स्टूडेंट के बीच में। लेकिन स्टूडेंट का प्रॉब्लम ये है कि वो अपने प्रॉब्लम को शेयर नहीं करते किसी के साथ। उनको लगता है कि प्रॉब्लम जो है हम लोग खुद सॉल्व कर लेंगे, वी आर मेच्योर इनफ टू सॉल्व। अगर हम किसी को बताने जाएंगे तो लगेगा कि अरे क्यों बता रहा है, बच्चे हो क्या। इट्स लाइक दे आर प्रिटेंडिंग दैट वी आर मेच्योर इनफ टू सॉल्व आवर प्रॉब्लम। ऐसा नहीं है। irrespective of any age group, each and everyone should need help and should seek help। क्योंकि क्या होता है ना, हर स्टेज में किसी न किसी कुछ चीज़ प्रॉब्लम होता ही होता है। तो स्टूडेंट के साथ भी इश्यूज आते हैं। लेकिन अगर मेरा एक ही सोल्यूशन रहता है हमेशा कि पेरेंट्स को मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ, मैंने अपने पहले एपिसोड में यही बताया था कि पेरेंट्स और स्टूडेंट के बीच में जो कम्युनिकेशन गैप होता है वो ज़्यादा होता है। इसलिए मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ कि पेरेंट्स को स्टूडेंट के साथ मिलकर बात करना चाहिए, इंटरेक्शन करना चाहिए, ताकि एक इमोशनल कनेक्शन बैठता है इसके बीच में। जैसे कि अगर पेरेंट्स बैठ के डिस्कस करते हैं कि अगर बच्चों के साथ कि तुम्हारा क्या फ्यूचर प्लान है, व्हाट्स योर फ्यूचर प्लान, सो व्हाट यू गोइंग टू डू इन योर फ्यूचर। अगर इस तरह कर प्लान कर सकते हैं, अगर स्टूडेंट बताता है कि हाँ मुझे ये करना है अपने फ्यूचर में या मुझे ये बनना है, तो दैट इज फाइन। अगर पेरेंट्स एग्री करते हैं, गुड। अगर स्टूडेंट नहीं आइडेंटिफाई कर पाते कि मेरा करियर क्या बना सकते हैं, क्या फ्यूचर बनाया जा सकता है, तो पेरेंट्स सजेस्ट कर सकते हैं कि हाँ तुम ये कर लो, इट्स बेटर बिकॉज आई नो आई हैव एक्सपीरियंस, बिकॉज आई नो कि पेरेंट्स डू होल्ड मैसिव अमाउंट ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस इन देयर रिस्पेक्टिव अदर फील्ड। तो स्टूडेंट कर सकते हैं इस चीज को। उसके अलावा अगर चाहे तो फिर आप देखिए, प्रॉब्लम आती है सबके साथ, ठीक है। तो अगर पेरेंट्स अगर कम्युनिकेट करें, क्योंकि स्टूडेंट को क्या है कि लव एंड सपोर्ट चाहिए और खासकर इंकरेजमेंट चाहिए पेरेंट्स से। अगर वो इंकरेजमेंट अगर पेरेंट्स से मिल जाए तो उनको इतना मोटिवेशन कहीं और से ढूंढने जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगा। इसलिए मैं प्रेफर करता हूँ कि पेरेंट्स सपोर्ट करें, उनको लव करें और उनको समझे इस चीज को कि कहाँ उनको प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, क्या प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है। क्योंकि कुछ कुछ सिम्टम्स होते हैं स्टूडेंट के, जैसे कि स्लीप डिस्टर्बेंस हो गया, एकेडमिक परफॉर्मेंस में डिक्लाइन हो जाता है, ठीक है। सोशल एंगेजमेंट में थोड़ा अवॉइड करते हैं उस चीज को, फिजिकल एक्टिविटी को भी करना नहीं प्रीफर करते क्योंकि वो ऑलरेडी डिप्रेस रहते हैं। अगर ये कम्युनिकेशन गैप कम हो जाए, इमोशनल कनेक्शन बैठे पेरेंट्स और टीचर के, ये पेरेंट्स और स्टूडेंट के बीच में, तो ये एक अच्छा सोल्यूशन हो सकता है अकॉर्डिंग टू मी। सो दिस इज माई सोल्यूशन फॉर द स्ट्रेस ऑन द स्टूडेंट। सो now I'd like to invite Suvida. So what's your view on the stress? She's a parenting coach. So over to you, Suvida.
थैंक यू विशाल। इनफैक्ट आपने जो अभी बात बोली इमोशनल डिस्कनेक्ट की, दैट इज कॉज्ड बिकॉज ऑफ स्ट्रेस, दैट इज वन थिंग दैट आई ऑल्सो वांट टू टॉक अबाउट। सो there are various factors that lead to that stress manifests troubles in parent-child relationship. और उसमें सबसे पहले जो मैं बात करना चाहती थी, that was emotional disconnect. When parents are going through stressful situations, whether it is related to work, whether it is related to household, whether it is related to financials, they tend to become disconnected within the family. So usually आपको लगेगा कि आपको अलग बैठना है, you have to deal with your own problems yourself, you have to find a solution, and the emotions are in kind of turmoil. आप जब इस emotion और इस stress के साथ घर पहुंचते हैं and your children are ready to talk to you, jump all over you, tell you what happened in their day, and want to share things with you, you're not in a mood to listen to them. And when you ask them to go away or you tell them not now, that leads to an emotional disconnect with the children, which is all right at an adult's end, because you know that right now I'm dealing with something, I will go back when I'm feeling better. But from a child's perspective, a child's brain is not mature enough to understand something like this. When a parent behaves in an emotionally disconnected way with the child feels lack of support, and they also feel isolated and unheard. This brings out a gap in the relationship, right? And the child at that time feels highly insecure. They probably would feel that they don't know where to go, and then they fall back on certain people or friends, which may not really be able to help them the way the parents can help. So emotional distance is one issue that is caused because of stress, and I think we should try and avoid it. The second was that stress leads to increased tension and conflict. The husband is stressed at a certain level, the wife is also stressed at a certain level, and there is anyway some level of misunderstanding or conflict, because each one of us tries or feels that you're my partner, you should understand me, right? And both of the partners are having these expectations. If both of the partners are expecting the other partner to have the understanding of, to have an understanding, to know that I am undergoing through stress, who's going to solve the situation? How is this situation going to get resolved? When children see this happening, their parents fighting or arguing, it creates tension and stress and a very high level of uncomfortable environment, and it affects their emotional stability and leads to insecurity in their hearts. So tension and conflict, and especially arguments right in front of the children, are detrimental to the relationships. The third point that I want to bring about is unrealistic expectations and pressure. We've all understood pressure. We've all gone through it. If we are working individuals, we know what pressure at work looks like, feels like, right? You're getting ready to leave for the day, and you have your superior coming and telling you that this is a project and needs to be done today because tomorrow, first thing in the morning, there's a meeting. Prepare for it. You might have planned an evening with your children or with your partner, and they are waiting for you with certain expectations. However, you don't get to do that. Um, when we face with situations like this on a continuous or a regular basis, it somehow becomes our mindset. We come home, and because there is less time to engage with the students, like with the children, like Vishal also mentioned, that there has to be an emotional connect with the children. And we come home with so much of stress that we don't find time to emotionally connect with the children. And we think that academics are important. We think that attending tournaments and winning tournaments are important. The only communication, because there is lack of time, the only communication that we have with the children is what's happening on the academics front. Are you doing well in your studies? Are there any comments or feedback from your teachers? Is everything all right? Have you, what about tournaments? Are you going for practice? Are you doing, joining a tournament? Do you think you're going to win? So imagine from a child's perspective, a parent comes home and the only conversation that the parent is having with the child is, how are you doing in academics? You have to do well because there is no other way. What are you doing in your extracurriculars? Are you maintaining a routine? Are you regularly practicing? Are you working hard? And we continuously pass on this pressure to our children. At that time, a child might feel that there is no one to hear me. My parents are only talking to me about the expectations that they have from me. But if I am feeling uh, uncomfortable, or if I am feeling insecure, or if I'm feeling that I don't think I can do it, who is it that I can talk to? Who is it that I can tell that this is what I'm feeling right now and I need help? But the parents are so busy in their own stressful situations that they are probably not able to see this, what their child is going through. So this leads to a feeling of inadequacy or being insufficient and anxiety in children. So if these are the issues that lead to increased stress and increased anxiety levels in children, what is it that we should do about it? So Poonam mentioned and Vishal also mentioned that we should have an open and honest communication. That's foremost. Even if I as a parent, is absolutely stressed about work, I think I should be able to sit down with my child and tell the child that I've had a really bad day at work today. I might need an hour to unwind and be with myself and get my emotions and thoughts together. And is it all right if we sit together and talk after an hour? I think our children are capable enough of understanding that. If we are open and honest about our feelings, that's exactly how they will be with us about theirs. We need to create a safe space for our children where they are able to share their concerns and their happy moments with us, just like we would want them to listen to our concerns and happy moments. That is what an open communication is about, and it has to be a two-way communication. There has to be time for connection and bonding. It must be fixed, like our weekly meetings at our workplace or our fortnightly meetings. They are fixed. No matter what, they will happen. Similarly, I think to be able to remove any kind of stress or to have a deeper bonding and connection with our children, we must say that let's say Saturday lunches or Sunday lunches, we are definitely doing them.
Yeah.
Okay, we are definitely going out for a movie when it is released, or something that we can do collectively as a family together. That leads to increased connection. The children feel that my parents are with me and I can talk to them and reach out to them anytime. The third one I feel that I want to talk about is setting realistic expectations. And I think that comes from the fact that we first have to set realistic expectations for our own selves. When we try to push hard so much that I can do it, it is 8 o'clock in the evening and I need to work on a project, whatever. I take on that task and I say that I can do it. If that is my mindset, then when I come home, that's exactly what I'm going to pass on to my child. That even if it is 10 o'clock in the night, you can do it. Stretch yourself. You do that little extra work that is required. But it's different for children. So, and they might burn out even before we do. And they might have this feeling of insecurity because they are not able to communicate to you that it's not working out for me or it is too much. So we must acknowledge that we have limitations and we need to take breaks. I mean, we are humans. We will get tired. We need to take breaks. The same thing goes for children as well. They also need breaks. So setting expectations that are realistically achievable for my child, and my child will be different from your child. And we cannot compare two children that, oh, look at our neighbor's son. I mean, he's doing so many things at the same time. Why can't you? No, my son cannot, because my son is a different person than somebody else's son. I cannot make this comparison and get my child to come under stress because I am measuring my child with somebody else's child. So, and we must celebrate efforts and progress of our children, however small it may be, but acknowledge the effort that our child is making and the progress that our child is making. And that gives them a sense of accomplishment and achievement, and it gears them up and motivates them to move forward. So that's all I had to say. Thank you for listening.
So there's a question from one of our participant, Nitish _Bhardwaj. Yeah, he's asking how mental and physical stress are different and their impact on life. Okay, so I'll go ahead with answering this. So mental and physical stresses, see, when we feel stressed, our first impact is on our mental situation. Like we start to feel guilty. From feeling guilty, we start to feel irritable. Then it shifts to become angry. Then it shifts to become frustrated. And then it comes out on a physical level. Physical level as such, sleep deprivation, you feel headache, you feel nausea, and I'll tell you my own experience. I was very close to a student who used to fall sick, and who used to face problems like nausea and fever. He used to have fever and nausea and vomiting just one night before his maths examination, because he was scared of maths. So that is the kind of stress, that's the level of stress even child can face, and there are people who feel stress as in many things, they even feel shortness of breath, they even feel panic attacks. So many newses are coming up with young people having heart attacks. It is nothing but the very end and the last symptom of people being in stress, be it because of family, personal life, work life, whatever it be, that is the end result of stress. So actually the stress starts with not giving time to yourself, to your health, to your family. And this is how the stress, it's a very small thing, but it starts from being stressful, being jittery, feel guilty, then you start to become irritable, then you become frustrated, and then it comes out to the whole world in your physical behavior. Your behavior in society changes, your behavior to yourself changes, to your family, to your people around you, to your environment changes. So this is how it impacts your life. And at times I have seen working professionals who are aiming to get promoted, but then, because of this kind of physical behavior and change, just because of stress in work life, they lose out the opportunities. They even lose out the opportunity, and bosses don't seek them to push ahead in a higher rank. So it is it's a very small thing. But if it is cured at a smaller level, at a lower level, it is possible that you don't need to face such diversities and such severe situations in life. Be it a student, be it a husband, be it a wife, be it a parent, old parent, senior citizen, they are so much stressed, because there's no one to talk to them whole day. Children are out for school, and both the son, daughter, everyone is working, they're staying abroad, they're all alone, there's no one to talk. Imagine the amount of stress they go through.
Yeah.
So no one is left behind with this small issue, which can make a larger picture in your life, which is called stress. So
Yeah, I think
I hope I
you've summed
answered
it
the
up.
question.
Yeah, you've summed it up quite well, I think. I only want to kind of say it in like one line that our thoughts lead to feelings, and our feelings manifest in some form in our body. So
Very
if we have negative thoughts, we have negative feelings. And negative feelings are feelings of like jealousy, distrust, unfaithfulness, and more challenging feelings that we may have. And they relate to they manifest as something negative in our physical bodies. So if we can manage our thoughts, I think we will be able to manage, um, a more healthy physical body. And that is why meditation and deep breathing is something that
yes.
calms our nerves down, and it settles us and gets us ready for the morning or for the night.
True. Very true.
Yes, true. I want to add something. So basically,
Yes, sure, go
mental
ahead.
stress. uh, basically, mental and physical stress are quite different, but correlated, directly related to each other. See, what happened now? Actually, whenever you do some work, doing work doesn't create stress, but not doing some work that you want to do, that will create more stress. That will create stress in your mind. That is stress in mind that will generate effect in your body and physical well-being. So जो स्ट्रेस होता है ना, वो आपके पहले माइंड पे इफेक्ट करता है, क्योंकि आप जो काम को पता है वो काम को करना है, लेकिन आप वो नहीं करे। क्यों नहीं करे? प्रोक्रास्टिनेशन के कारण, किसी कारण के वो मल्टीपल वर्क में बिजी है, इसी कारण आप काम नहीं कर पा रहे। उसी कारण क्या होता है, अंदर स्ट्रेस डेवलप होने लगता है माइंड में। जस्ट काम करने पे स्ट्रेस नहीं होता, बल्कि काम ना करने पे काम उनको पता है करना है, वो आप नहीं कर रहे, उसके कारण आप ज्यादा स्ट्रेस डेवलप करते हैं। स्ट्रेस डेवलप होता है मेंटली अफेक्ट करता है, इसी कारण फिजिकल में भी अफेक्ट करता है। जैसे मैंने बताया
Yes.
कि ये फिजिकल वेलबींग में अफेक्ट कर सकता है इस चीज को, तो वो चीज डायरेक्टली को रिलेटेड भी है।
Yeah,
So
definitely. And I think it's ITS, it's Upasna. Yes, Upasna, it's comparing is stressful. This is actually true, as Suvidha has mentioned, when you compare your child with someone, or when you compare yourself with your counterparts, whether in office or school or college or wherever, even next door neighbor, it becomes stressful. अरे वो तो इतना progress कर गया, अच्छा ये हो गया. So all this becomes stressful. This all things, comparing is nothing but it adds on to your stress situation. So is there any more questions from any more question
So,
from participants, or we can
or
conclude?
shall we close then? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I think we should close this session.
Yeah, we can conclude it.
Yeah. Okay.
Vishal,
So
please go ahead and conclude the session.
yes, I will. Yeah. So at last, I would like to conclude with the statement that stress is an inevitable part of life, but how we manage is profoundly impact our relationship. By identifying and recognizing the impact of stress, the effect of stress, we can take positive action. The positive action that will lower your mind, and it will create nurturing and supporting environment that will affect that will allow your relationship to thrive. So finally, I would like to thank all of you for joining our session. And I hope you have taken some insightful and useful takeaway from our discussion. So we'll be coming another session with another episode. So stay tuned, and we'll be back soon. Thank you. Thank you so much.